All right, I'm going to talk about projects on Thursday, I think, because of insanities. But I hopefully we can do something, we can do some really interesting things. Okay, in the last 2 months, is that what we have? Maybe? Okay. All right. I have other fun things to talk about, but I will get back to it. Anyway, this is back from Contagious Stories. Yeah. Okay. So I've changed the notation a little bit because I sort of was overstating what, and we'll see how much of a mess I've made of this. Anyway, good luck. Okay, so we had this idea. I'm going to quickly get back to it. That we have these bipartite affiliation structures, and you can think of these as being real links. That may be true, right? This could be a communication system between a communication system up here and say the power grid, right? These are real kinds of links, and there are different flavors of links between these nodes than there are between these. That's the multi-scale network sort of story, but these are affiliation things where we think of the network as being induced, right? So there are only really these connections, and then a second sort of step is to say, these directors here on these boards, right? The fact that they're on the same board means that they know each other, or the actors are in the same movie. All right, so we have our usual kind of thing as before, and this is so movies and tropes, which is the stories. We have these underlying degree distributions, just the same as we had for pure random networks. So you imagine, just constructing this in a random way. And we had a couple of pieces. This is definitely a technical thing, and we'll get through it. I know it's somewhat painful, but there's some really beautiful things pop out as usual. So we're going to have an average degree, right? So there's the average number of boards that a director sits on, the average number of directors that boards have, and they can be quite different numbers, but you need this to be true, right? So you need the number of edges between boards and directors to be such that the number of, well, let's say movies and tropes, the number of movies and the number of average number of tropes they have has to be the number of tropes and the number of average movies they're in, right? Multiply together. Okay? So easy. No? Just I'm babbling? Notation, yeah, I know. Font awesome, maybe not awesome. This is the M is always a sort of a number of edges thing for us. N is capital N. So there's some through lines to notation. I'm really trying to do that well, but that's just number of nodes. These are the story ones. So imagine they're on the bottom, movies on the top. And this is the average. This is a bit tricky to look at, and we'll have some issues with this. This is for each story. It's its average, but that's its average number of movies it's in. So that's going to look a little funny. And this is the average number of stories a movie has, right? So this could have some different extra notation, like something pointing to, like movies pointing to, like an arrow to stories. Yeah.
When you say stories, there you mean tropes.
Yeah, stories and tropes are the same thing. Sorry. Yeah. I know that sounds bad. Yeah. All right. Let's say tropes. Yeah. Oh yeah, because I've called movies stories. Right. I started to say movies. The problem is this was my movie. That must have hurt a lot. Yeah. I'll just delete that. Welcome back. So that was the symbol I chose, and it's not. It's throwing me. Damn it. Sorry, man. I know, it's all getting mixed up. Okay, so stories and tropes. Let's stay with that. Okay.